In our previous video, I told you you don't need to spend a single penny on the GMAT preparation phase itself. I also promised you that Eventide International will provide you with anything and everything that you will need to cover your GMAT preparation. लेकिन दोस्त फ्री में कैसे प्रिपेयर करें? The question lies here. Eventide International brings to you 10 question chapter-wise analysis of each and every segment of the GMAT examination. In today's video, we will cover a very important segment of the GMAT examination. It's the sentence correction segment. We have divided the entire sentence correction segment into 5 different parts. The first part contains 5 chapters and 10 challenge questions that you should be able to solve without taking the help and within a stipulated time. So, let's not wait anymore. Let's start. Welcome to the part 1 of the 10 question chapter-wise analysis of the sentence correction segment. In this segment, we will do 10 challenge questions which you are supposed to solve, and we will learn through applying. We have covered 6 different chapters in the part 1 of this sentence correction segment. The first part being how meaning is important. GMAT often tricks you by providing sentences that actually do not mean what they are intended to do. This way, they trick you and provide you with wrong options, which seems very legitimate, and you fall for the trap. The second thing that we are going to solve is the placement of words. We are going to understand how a single word, when placed at 2 different places, can mean entirely different thing. The third thing that we are going to cover is called redundancy. It's an actual usage of words where you don't need extra words in your sentences. The fourth thing that we are going to cover is called concision. Concision is a particular subject which is very subjective in GMAT. You need to have your statements very crystal clear but as concise as possible. The fifth thing that we are going to do is to cover the subject idioms. I will give you a list of idioms and then we will apply the concepts to solve actual GMAT problems. And the final thing that we are going to solve today is the subject-verb agreement chapter of the sentence correction segment. I will also provide you with concepts through examples, and then we will try to solve actual GMAT questions. But before starting today's class, let's very quickly understand कि सीखना कैसे है GMAT कोर्स. मैं तो बोलता रहूंगा, लेकिन क्या आप ये रिटेन कर पाओगे? And if not, what is the way to actually retain information and the errors that you are making? So I have divided the entire learning scope into 4 different steps. The first step is understanding a concept. मैं आपको एक concept सिखाऊंगा, वो theoretical होगा. आपको वो चीज समझ में आएगी, लेकिन आप apply नहीं कर पाओगे. This is the first step that we are going to take. The next step is solving the problem through application of a concept. जो concept मैंने आपको सिखाया है, उसको आपको apply करना पड़ेगा. आप पहले try करोगे, फिर मैं आपको उसका solution बताऊंगा. देखते हैं आप सही हो या गलत. In this way, what will happen is you are going to retain that piece of information for a very long time. The third stage that we are going to go through is called the error analysis stage. In this stage, आप कहां गलत थे और क्यों गलत थे, ये आपको समझ में आएगा. जब तक आप ये नहीं करोगे, जब तक आप एरर लॉग नहीं बनाओगे, तब तक आपको after 3 or 4 days of understanding a concept, you will completely forget how to apply that concept. And the fourth stage is the conclusion stage. In the conclusion stage, we are going to discuss हमने क्या सीखा टॉपिक से. So let's not waste time. Let's dive deep into the first chapter, which is called the meaning. Welcome to the first chapter of our GMAT sentence correction segment. It's called the meaning. Now, how is meaning important? These are actually one of the most trickiest sentence correction questions that you may face in your GMAT examination. Now, what GMAT does is, out of the 5 given options, 4 options will actually distort the meaning of a given statement. There are several ways to do it, and GMAT does it very efficiently. You have to be very careful about the meaning of the statement और ये statement हमको क्या बोलना चाह रहा है. This is what you need to look for. Let's get into an example. Consider the 2 statements below. पहला statement बोलता है the loss of the value of the Bolivian currency was just a matter of time. और the second statement आपको ये बोलता है the loss in the value of the Bolivian currency was just a matter of time. आपको अगर पूछा जाए which one of these is correct, आप क्या बोलोगे? First one या second one? Take your time, pause the video and come back with the correct answer. So, are you done solving the problem? क्या आपको इसका correct answer पता है? The first statement consists of the words loss of and the second statement consists of the word loss in. आपको कौन सा सही लगा? If you are done solving this problem, let's straight away get into the answers. The 2 words loss of and loss in are completely different things. Loss of का कुछ अलग मतलब होता है, loss in का कुछ अलग मतलब होता है. Let's see what are the correct meaning of the 2 phrases. Loss of means losing the possession of something and loss in means decline in value. अब करेंसी का पोजेशन तो कोई ले नहीं सकता, जो हो सकता है वो है उसका करेंसी का डिवैल्यूएशन होना. So in this case, the second statement is the correct statement. आपने देखा GMAT कैसे आपको ट्रिक कर सकता है. अगर आप सही हो तो कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस टू यू, लेकिन अगर आप गलत थे तो कोई बात नहीं, वी विल लर्न थ्रू दिस. ये होता है एप्लीकेशन प्रोसेस का एडवांटेज. वी विल लर्न हाउ टू डू इट. ओके, नो वरीज, लेट्स डू वन मोर टाइम. कुछ अलग क्वेश्चन लेते हैं, देखते हैं वो आपको आता है कि नहीं. लेट्स डू द नेक्स्ट वन. Consider the 2 statements again. The statement 1 states the rates for returning earthquakes in Japan have increased over the 20th century. And in the statement 2, it states the rate of returning earthquakes in Japan has increased over 20th century. Which one of them is correct? Again, take your time. Pause the video for a second, solve it and come back. Are we done solving the question again? कि आपको इसका सही आंसर पता है? Okay, let's go directly into the answers. The first statement consists of the word rates for and the second statement consists of the word rate of. अब इन दोनों का डिफरेंस भी हो सकता है क्या? बिल्कुल जी, इसका भी डिफरेंस हो सकता है. Let's get into the actual meaning of the 2 phrases. Rates for means price for something. किसी चीज का भाव. This is what is meant by rates for. And rate of, इसका मतलब है frequency of something. कितना टाइम के बाद वो आता है. In this case, since we are talking about earthquakes, उसका कुछ प्राइस होने से तो रहा. It can only be the frequency. Thus, the second option is again correct in this given question. Now, what we have understood from these concepts is that meaning plays a very important part, and GMAT can actually trick you with different words, with usage of different words in particular sentences, which seems to be very legitimate in the first attempt, but after deep analysis, it can be a wrong option. So be very clear about this. I know verbal is a very difficult segment for the Indian students, but still, through practice, you can actually overcome this. Let's now do a very important GMAT question that is actually a part of the GMAT Review 2015 publication. Let's do that and let's see whether we can do it or not. To summarize what we have learned till now, GMAT can actually trick you into getting into wrong options through usage of words. Be very careful about what is the actual meaning of a given option. Now, since we are done with this, we need to apply our concept on an actual GMAT question. Please don't worry about the time. Take your time. Understand the question. It's very important that you get the question right. Again, मैं आपको ये बोलना चाह रहा हूं कि GMAT सेंटेंस करेक्शन में आपको कभी भी करेक्ट आंसर नहीं ढूंढना है. You only have to find the wrong answers. उनको आप एलिमिनेट करते जाओ, आपका राइट आंसर आपके पास रहेगा. Let's try one more question, and this is an actual GMAT question. Please feel free to pause the video again, try this question, take as much time as you like, but make sure you get the correct option. I will wait for you. Come back with your correct option. Are you done solving the problem? This was the first challenge question, and it is an actual GMAT question. Before going directly into the answers, let's first try and analyze what the question is trying to say. ये आपको ये बोलना चाह रहा है कि अंसाजी करके एक ट्राइब है जो लैक ऑफ रेनफॉल के वजह से दूसरे क्लैन ज्वाइन कर लेते हैं जिनके पास वाटर अवेलेबिलिटी का कोई इशू नहीं है. नाउ मैं फिर से आपको ये बोलना चाह रहा हूं कि जिनके पास वाटर अवेलेबिलिटी का कोई इशू नहीं है. डज दैट रिंग एनी बेल? अगर हां तो कीप इट विथ यू, अगर नहीं तो लेट्स गो टू द एरर एनालिसिस पार्ट ऑफ आवर क्वेश्चन ऑफ द GMAT challenge question 1. Look at the highlighted part in the red mark. Ansazi abandoned their homes to join other clans. Now the clans is not a place. It is a community. Hence we cannot use a pronoun where to address it. So any option that consists of the word where in the underlined section is wrong. So option B and option C are incorrect. Next, limitations is a countable noun. जैसे आप अगर ये मेरे को बोलो मेरे पास 4 बनाना है, these are countable nouns. So you cannot use the word less with it. You should use fewer instead of using the word less. So any other option which consists of the word less with limitations is again a wrong option. Option D and option E are gone. Thus, in the conclusion, you can only say that the correct option was option A. Did you get it right? अगर हाँ तो बहुत बढ़िया. यही मैं आपको बोलना चाह रहा था कि आप मीनिंग पे कंसंट्रेट करो. जैसे क्लैंस को आप वेयर के साथ नहीं जोड़ सकते, वैसे काउंटेबल नाउन्स को आप लेस के साथ नहीं जोड़ सकते. So option A for this one is correct. We are done with the first chapter of our GMAT tutorial. The first chapter was meaning and how should we deal with it. Let's get back into the next episode with the placement of words. How GMAT can trick you by placing words at different places and how you can deal with it.